India are the champions of the ICC Champions Trophy 2025. What an eventful tournament we had. We had in Pakistan, we had in Dubai. India's matches were all played in Dubai. 5 matches on the trot, 5 wins, and India were the eventual champions of the Champions Trophy. Well, to put in on a list of how India went about in the whole tournament, the Dubai pitches were easily spin to win. It was a typical classy old time format of ODI cricket where you got to churn your runs out, you got to take the single doubles. 250, 260 score was very competitive and probably winning as well if you bowled well according to the conditions. Didn't matter if you bowled or batted first because in the Dubai stadium you saw under lights as well. The ball did assist the spinners a bit more compared to the daytime, which is a bit rare because the pitches tend to help during the day when the pitch is dry. But an outstanding feed and a very strange fact from Dubai stadium that in both the innings we saw the same amount of turn which took place. So India are the champions. Rohit Sharma, the legend for Indian cricket, has won back-to-back titles in 9 months. The T20 World Cup in Barbados in West Indies and now the Champions Trophy in Dubai. Well, he's also decided to carry on until the 2027 ODI World Cup along with Virat Kohli. That's their ultimate glory. I think they will want to sign off with a victory there. But that's a topic for later. That's 2 years down the line. It was a fantastic effort. I think Varun Chakravarti was probably the X factor for the Indian team throughout the tournament. He got his mystery spinners into the equation in those drive Dubai pitches. Varun Chakravarti is traditional is a straighter one. He keeps bowling around 35% of the ball which goes straight and probably the rest 30 to 40% are the googlies. So it's not really of a mystery, but his action is very mysterious. So that's why he's known as a mystery spinner. But otherwise, reading him from the hand can be very simple for times if you ask for a batter and if you see the stats of how he has bowled. And now going on to the batters, I think Virat Kohli was in outstanding form throughout the tournament. Whenever we chased, we looked like the chase master was in action, except during the finals, of course. Unfortunately, Michael Bracewell bowled a blinder of a ball to get him LBW, but I think he was one of the star batters for India in this Champions Trophy. Going on with Shreyas Iyer, then you have the Shubman Gills who contributed. We have Rohit Sharma himself, the captain, standing up, getting the man of the match in the finals. A very important knock, a very matured knock from the skipper. He left the balls initially. Something which is a rare sight for him recently in ODI cricket. He's been looking to dominate, looking to go after the bowlers. He did that, no doubt, in the first 10 overs, but he was looking a bit more matured. He knew that he had to win this for his country, and he absolutely did that with a fantastic 75-80 on the finals day. But I think the star mention has to go to these two players because they've gone very under the radar with all the high quality cricket which they have had in the tournament. I think Akshar Patel and KL Rahul, the way these two batted in that number 5 and number 6 position cannot be understated. Akshar Patel was promoted up the order for the whole tournament. We know him as a bowling all-rounder, but it didn't look like he was a bowling all-rounder. He looked like he was a proper all-rounder coming in, and a fantastic effort there. Every match 30-40 runs. Of course, he did throw his wicket away in most of the matches in a crucial juncture, but we had to believe on KL Rahul, and KL Rahul is just that mixture fix-it as we call for Indian cricket team. He comes in at number 5, okay. Number 6, he'll handle the situation. You tell him to open in Australia, he opened and did a wonderful job. So he's able to flexible himself throughout the batting order for Indian team, depending on the format, depending on the conditions, depending on the team's suitability. So really hats off, kudos to KL Rahul on that front. Very well done by him to manage the innings. And finally, there's been a lot of talk about Dubai helping India. Of course, no doubt, it was a major factor. I think playing all your games in Dubai did have an unfair advantage for India. Just for the fact that if India didn't want to travel to Pakistan and probably want to play all the matches in UAE, probably they had 3 league matches they could have divided in Dubai, Abu Dhabi and Sharjah just for the matter, saying that they have played in all the venues in UAE. But yeah, just playing in one venue can raise doubts, and I think the cricketing world has taken that up quite seriously. There are a lot of topics and talks now about how India unfortunately got an unfair advantage in the whole tournament, whereas all the teams, especially New Zealand, had to keep traveling from Lahore to Karachi to Dubai, then back to Lahore, then Rawalpindi to play their matches. So that was a factor which has to be contended with. I think ICC will have to just check on those matters and ensure that everyone is on the same boat, because otherwise it can just lead to a distorted harmony between the ICC members. We don't want that to happen at this crucial juncture, because right now the cricketing world is getting a good source of revenue. There's a good amount of income coming in from all types of matches. You have the Associate Nations tournament going on. You have the Cricket World Cup League 2. You have the bilaterals. You have the trilaterals which has been included. In some formats, there are the quadrangular series series is happening. So you just want to ensure that everyone is happy with what is happening around the world. So that is one, I think, concern going forward, that India, or for that matter, I think to be honest, just India is getting unfair advantage. So maybe that can be looked upon in the future if there's any tournament as such. I don't see that happening. I think the 2026 World Cup, which is going to be held in India and Sri Lanka, India will play all their matches in India, except the one against Pakistan, where they will have to travel to Sri Lanka, because I think it's been agreed that both India and Pakistan will not be coming to each other for the tournaments till 2031. So that will again put a good thing and a good point of view to cricket world, that we will be traveling outside our country to play Pakistan in that match. So I think that settles the debate there. But all in all, it was a very great tournament. It was probably fantastic to see how Pakistan as well hosted a tournament after 29 years. It went all smoothly. It was a really successful tournament, especially the infrastructure provided by them was really outstanding. It was great to see the fans turn up. We saw in the few bilaterals which took place in Pakistan before that, the crowds were not turning up. But the newly renovated stadiums in Lahore especially saw a lot of attendance for the neutral matches as well. Australia, England, Afghanistan had a lot of support there. You come to Dubai, you had a lot of support for the Indian crowd there. You had a lot of support when Bangladesh played. You had a lot of support for New Zealand as well in the finals. It was probably just 20% of the whole Dubai stadium, but there was a good crowd. So I think it pulled a good source. It pulled a good amount of people into the tournament. Champions Trophy returning after 2017 was a significant milestone for it. So it was a very good tournament overall in terms of the fans' behavior, in terms of the cricket being played. It was a very competitive tournament which took place. And last but not the least, I think India were the deserved champions. They looked very dominative. They destroyed any team which played. I think if you had to put India in any format, going into any country to play, they have still won this tournament. They are just in a great sort of run now after the T20 World Cup. And it was a very well organized tournament by India to ensure that they reach the ultimate glory of winning the ICC Champions Trophy. But well done. I think Afghanistan were one which surprised me. They finished above England in the Champions Trophy in their debut season. That was a notable mention. Then we had Australia without their main superstars reaching the semi-final was incredible. They had an inexperienced bowling lineup. You had Spencer Johnson, you had Nathan Ellis, you have Tanveer Changa, if you saw in the last match against India in the semi-final. So Steve Smith did an outstanding job. Of course, his retirement in ODI format was a heartbreak to all fans all around. He said that getting out on a full toss wasn't ideal, hence he took his retirement from the ODI format almost. So that shows his courage and his determination towards the game. So well done, Steve Smith. Thank you for gracing the sport very well in that format. And yeah, now that the Champions Trophy is done, we move on to the new series, which is New Zealand versus Pakistan, just before the IPL and the PSL takes place. So we look forward to that tournament being organized from this Sunday onwards, a short, quick tournament. And then we head off to the franchise league tournaments for the next 2 months. We have the IPL, PSL taking over the world. So yeah, we'll bring to you all the action from there. Take care and enjoy. Thank you.